Is your child struggling to paddle and kick? Here are 3 steps to get them kicking and paddling. Number 1, teach the kick first. And this is because your legs are more powerful than your arms. So if they get into trouble, kick, 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 their legs are strong enough to get them to safety. The arms are just some extra added support. So teach those legs first. When they're really little, this is the easiest and I would say the best way to hold them. Nice and close, hand manipulation. This is the easiest way to show them exactly what it is you want them to do. So holding them around the knees and just telling them to kick, 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 and you want fast little kicks. Now, if your child is too big to hold them this way, that's when I would introduce a kickboard. That way they have some buoyancy, something to help them and to hold on to from the front, and then you can just grab their legs. And then it's just a case of letting them practice short distances to the wall, and just like you saw there, be really, really close for support. You can just give them a little bit of a on the bum. And it's just about practice. And they're going to go through all different types of phases like this, kicking with one leg, a kind of running kick. And it's just about going back and forth between these 2 holds. So holding them physically and then allowing them to practice on their own in that safe kind of environment. Just before I tell you why it's imperative for them to keep their arms in the water when they're learning to paddle, let's take a quick look at body position. Now, 1 is the horizontal body position. This is optimal for propelling forward and moving forward while swimming. This is the position your child will find swimming the easiest in. To achieve this, encourage them to splash the water with their kick. This helps keep their hips up. So for some kids, just telling them to get their hips up and lift their legs, it's not enough. They need that visual. So getting them to splash the top of the water with their kicks, fast little kicks is what you want to say, because you don't want those big, big kicks. Fast little kicks on top of the water, splash the top of the water. It helps them visualize where their legs and feet need to be. And it just naturally helps bring them into that horizontal position. The other thing that you can tell them to do is to look down. So chin on their chest, but if they're really little, they're not, like, there's so much going on. So just encourage them to look down. Okay, the body follows the head. The other position is vertical, and this is optimal for drowning. Children struggle to move between the 2 body positions. And this can be due to a lot of different factors. Their center of gravity, their body proportions. When they're little, their head is huge and weighs a ton. I'm honestly surprised that they can even stand up at this point. Lack of strength and coordination, the influence that flotation aids can have on their brain, and that perceived, I guess, confidence. It just gives them this false sense of security. And then just a general lacking of understanding their environment, that water environment. There are actually 2 great activities you can do to help them learn how to transition between those 2 body positions, but I'll save that for another video. And then number 3, their paddle arms. So we want to encourage them to reach all the way up and pull all the way down. Now, it's not going to look like that for every kid. Every kid is not going to get there and get that. And that's absolutely okay. As long as they're getting that forward movement, they're able to go from one side of the pool to the other. Eyes down, kick and paddle, whatever that may look like. That's what we're trying to achieve here. Okay, we're not worrying about squad. We're not worried about them being the most amazing swimmer. These kids that you see online doing these amazing swimming things, that's not reality for everyone, because of the time and effort that it takes to produce that. And not every child from a very young age is actually capable of that. Just focus on your child and what they're able to accomplish. For me, Harvey does this at the minute, and it drives me insane. But that's just where he's at. In 6 months' time, it'll just click one day and he'll be able to do it. It just takes time. When teaching them to do their paddle arms, get them to stand up. Don't get them to practice out the front of them like this. Because when they're in the water, their face isn't out of the water. Their face is in the water. So really, it's actually this motion that they're doing. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull. Now, why we need to keep those arms in the water. when we're doing our paddles. It takes a lot of effort for those little ones to get their arms up and out of the water. Even though that is called the recovery part of the stroke, when they're little, that is not the easiest part of the stroke. What we want to do is keep them in the water. So to break it down and make swimming independently achievable, we keep those arms in the water. And they're actually, by keeping the arms in the water, we're practicing the underwater movement of freestyle. So they are still learning their freestyle stroke. It's just broken right down. They're just focusing on the pool. That's it. As they get bigger and stronger, then we can start to teach them that out of water recovery. But when they're little, keep those arms in the water. The only time I would say, if they're doing already, if they're a bit older and you're teaching them to swim a little bit late, if they're naturally just bringing their arms out of the water, I would say leave it. It's absolutely fine, as long as it's not hindering them. So if it's something that they're just able to naturally do, the older kids get visually, they're able to sometimes just copy stuff and be sweet. So if they're able to do that, then great. But if not, and it's hindering them, and it's actually stopping them from being able to make it across the pool, then I would correct them and bring their arms. Step one, we're just focusing on in the water. Once they understand that element, then you can start to teach them how to bring their arms out of the water. But keeping their arms in the water is their first step on their way to freestyle. In my next video, I'm going to be covering drown proofing. I can't wait. I'll see you then.